everyone to Live RPG Plus UK Games Expo number 2! Thank you for coming back. Who was here last year? One person, literally one person came back.
They all died of insanity.
Wow, we did a great job last year.
Oh, that's great. So all of you have come. Well, why have you come for Call of Cthulhu or?
Yeah.
Didn't get to come last year.
Excellent. Who's been able to install Syrinscape Fantasy Player? Excellent. Just grab your phone out and go to the Play Store or the iThing and install it. And then once you're there, you don't have to sign in or anything. Just search for Live and install the Live RPG Plus soundset. And who's able to do that? Who's got enough Wi-Fi? The idea is that everyone has it, and then we can all vote using the app.
Show me how it works.
Yeah. Okay, if you click the little button at the top left-hand corner to show the soundset list. So grab the Fantasy Player, Syrinscape Fantasy Player. Oh, I just poked myself in the eye. That was really started. Oh, you don't download the Syrinscape document. Don't download in the Play Store, obviously. Excellent. So we are here to play Sandy Peterson Abomination to celebrate the recent license that we signed with Chaosium to produce the official sounds of the Call of Cthulhu role-playing game, which is very exciting.
So much squelching.
Yay! It's all going to be fine. I'm Ben Loomes. I'm the creator and CEO of Syrinscape, the app that makes cinematic sound and music for tabletop games. If you haven't heard about it, come and drop by our stand in Hall 1D11 and give it a go and give us your voice in our sound cave. Everyone else can go along and introduce themselves. Most intimidatingly,
I'm Mike Mason, the line editor for Call of Cthulhu Scenario. I also wrote this scenario.
the scenario which we're about to massacre.
Spoilers!
I played this the other day as a test run, and it went fantastically well, and I went really, really quickly to see how I could compress it, and it took about 2.5 hours, so we should be right in about an hour and a quarter. Oh my gosh! Excellent, keep going along.
So I'm Amanda Hamon, and I am a managing developer for Starfighter at Paizo.
Excellent, Starfighter, the most epic space battle game ever.
And I am Jason Bulmahn. I'm the director of game design at Paizo. I am the creator of Pathfinder.
Syrinscape works with 2nd edition Pathfinder as well, which is really great.
The sounds are still compatible. Yeah, we are upgrading your ears.
That's right. We'll have to rename like a couple of spells and that's about it, I guess.
Yeah, no, that'll be easy. Yeah, we got you.
Fantastic. Keep going along the line.
I'm Paul Flannery. I'm the creative director behind Knightmare Live and the MMORPG show. And I am severely out of my depth.
And I am John Kovalic, a cartoonist. I draw Dork Tower and Munchkin, and I'm eagerly awaiting the Syrinscape Munchkin tracks.
Oh, that's fantastic. I've discovered I can barely read my notes in this fantastically atmospheric lighting. Oh, here we are, now I can read it. That's good. I'll be able to refer to that. Fantastic.
What is even...
That's an organizational graph. That's right.
Exciting.
So, could you explain the rules of Call of Cthulhu in the next 90 seconds, Mike?
Yes. We roll percentile dice to see whether we succeed in a particular task or skill. And we want to roll lower than what is written on our character sheet.
That's right.
The lower we roll, hopefully the better we do.
That's
what we don't want to do is roll a 100.
Woo!
Bad things.
Terrible stuff happens. Now the whole idea of Live RPG Plus, since none of you were here last year, that's just really epically amazingly cool, is that the audience gets to have narrative control and influence on what happens in the game. So we do this by shouting out or voting. How many people are actually able to install the app? How many have we got now? Still downloading? Okay, that's right. Yeah, wonderful hotel Wi-Fi. You don't have to sign in. It should be available as bundled content. If you just type the word live, it's right down the bottom. You can find it. If anyone who's got the Syrinscape app and the actual soundset there, hit the Wilhelm scream. Turn up your phone. Right. Okay, so.
A little is Cthulhu.
That's right. That's right. You you've got storm sounds in there.
Is that like the little solo?
Yeah.
Traveling from town to town.
It's pretty simple.
Making friends.
It's lovely. Excellent. So the wonderful part, I was going to get people to vote. So you have a yes button. Hit the yes button if you've got it running. Excellent. And hit the no button if you've got it. It says no on it. I don't think it's going to work. So this is why I said it was a really bad idea. Thank you, Hotel Wi-Fi. Yeah. Okay, we're going to revert back to hollering out. So I will ask for input from the fantastic audience at various different times, in which case you can vote by hollering out or raising your hand to give us contribution skills characters. So, in the style of live RPG class, Mike, would you tell us just a little bit about your character? So while he's doing so, I would like people to think of a personality trait that we can apply on top of his character.
Sassy.
Sassy. Let's go with that. Let's see if that fits at all with your character.
I'm Terry Douglas. I'm a 45-year-old oceanographer, very environmentally conscious, and stocky, broad-chested, kind of bear of a man, cheerful demeanour, but a bit of a risk taker, and also sassy.
Terry the oceanographer. Fantastic. Excellent.
Worst online dating profile.
That's fantastic. Amanda, who are you? Well, it's fun, I think, giving the attribute first is fantastic. So another personality trait.
OCD.
OCD. Excellent. So you're Terry the oceanographer. Excellent. Okay, Amanda?
So I'm Trisha Hickey. I'm a 42-year-old personnel consultant, and I'm joining this expedition to evaluate how efficient the whole rig is going to be.
We're going to start the adventure on an oil rig in the present day, in a terrible storm.
Nothing bad's going to happen.
That's right.
That sounds fine.
And I'm told I have unfettered and unadulterated access to the entire facility, no questions asked.
Excellent. Sounds good.
Because I have OCD and I have to open every door.
Oh, God. We are so dead.
What's that noise? I open the door.
Oh. You have to open the door and then close the door and then open the door and close the door and open the door and close the door. Okay, Jason. Now before
Afraid
Jason.
of everything.
Wait, what?
Afraid of everything.
Afraid of everything. That sounds gorgeous.
It's just like you, Jason.
That's right. Jason, afraid of everything. What other aspects do you have?
I am playing Clarice Williams. I am a member of Parliament, and I am here to ensure that this project remains on budget and on schedule. I am a diminutive yet athletic woman who is very sure of herself until she sees something that she doesn't recognize and that is terrifying. But yes, I know everything, and I'm here to make sure that everything's running smoothly.
Which side of politics are you on?
What was that?
Which side of politics are you on, given your intimate knowledge of UK politics?
Oh, that is such a safe question these days.
I'm a Tory? Sure, let's go. Yeah. Perfect. Whatever you guys hate.
Excellent, good. Afraid of everything, especially the what's the other side called? Labour. Labour, okay, like in Australia. Excellent.
Oh yeah, very afraid of Labour.
That's right.
I think we're a strong and stable team.
Excellent. So before Paul gives us his character, what's the personality trait?
Pretentious.
Over here?
Pretentious.
Pretentious.
That's a fictional one. So I'm Philip Swan.
Philip Swan.
52-year-old scientist, nuclear physicist. He's slim, muscular physique, greying hair and spectacles. Science says all the answers to mankind's problems. Science. And pretentious. How can I play pretentious?
I guess you pretend to be more important scientifically than you are, and maybe you sort of monologue about technology and things that people aren't interested in.
So my show.
That's right. Yeah. Yep. Done. Excellent. Fantastic. And before John uses his character,
Just
French.
nice.
And French.
Yeah.
Can you do a French accent?
No.
Excellent. Just a nice Frenchman. I love it. I'm going with both of those.
Je m'appelle Victor Mann. Je suis systems a processing engineer. Oh, this is gonna suck. So.
This is gonna go so pear-shaped.
I am a systems and processing engineer.
Excellent.
I just graduated from the Sorbonne, which I assume has got a systems and processing engineer school.
Yeah, obviously.
I'm here to audit the project. Project Nurgle. that doesn't bode well. And the new energy source, Rollock gas.
That's right.
Named after Dr. Simon Roylott.
Yep.
So it's spelled differently.
Yeah. I think he kind of wrote it down wrong or something, or there was a switch on the page.
Okay.
We can talk to the writer about that later.
I'm short, a little overweight. Je suis petit. Meiko. God, I hope there's nobody actually from France. Very sorry. I've got broad shoulders and crew-cut hair. And I'm easygoing, a bit of a comedian, and French.
And French.
So Jerry Lewis is my god.
And French. It's like double entendre, you know, it's like everything's a double entendre.
Je déteste injustice and bullies.
Oh, that's very cool. I'd like you to know that on my laptop it says that it's 10:32 p.m. in Australia. And I've come via Seattle, so I don't know what day it is, nor what time it is. And I've literally been able to sleep about 3 hours for the last 4 nights. So I'm so sorry, Paolo Basica, you're excellent. So you are meted. You are met. You are meted. That's what it sounds. You are met on the deck of this slightly heaving oil rig. You've just come in on a quite terrifying helicopter ride.
Merde.
By Boris. The helicopter's been blown around in the wind, but Boris the bird is an awesome pilot and ditches you on the deck of the oil rig and sort of waves a slightly frightening sort of good luck. Yes, indeed, the oil rig has been instrumental in discovering the fantastic source of Rollock gas, and which is a potential cure for global warming, and all the woes and energy requirements for UK will be both fixed and then satisfied all into the future. The fantastically famous Dr. Simon Roylott discovered this gas using his incredibly underfunded and slightly dodgy oil rig, which he managed to sort of persuade people to allow him to dig into the base of the sea. Upon discovering Rollock gas, though, funding has flowed his way, and along with hope and political interest. But the project has slowed down of late, and this auditing team has been requested to do a quick check over the oil rig and make sure everything is tippity-boo and excellent. So you have arrived. The oil rig is the type that is pinned down by great wires that hold it in place in somewhat sort of horizontal and vertically set position, so that the rig head can be on the deck of the oil rig and can be managed. And basically they're digging down and down and down to find the pocket that they need, from which happiness and peace and prosperity for the world will flow.
I'm sure.
And then Brexit happened.
You were met by Piers Goldman, who's the project manager according to our organisational structure. Don't you come to UK Games Expo to get to analyse organisational structures? He's a nervous, thin, slightly harried-looking man with receding hairline, and a personality trait and an accent, please.
Homicidal.
Homicidal. Excellent. Welsh. You actually do Welsh. Can someone say something in Welsh?
Yahida!
It'll be like Scottish Pakistani, I'm afraid. You know what, he's a Welsh person who's carefully trained himself to speak with a plummy English accent. But occasionally he can't resist and he says sort of things like especially when he becomes more homicidal.
He says everything in song.
In song. Because he's Welsh.
Oh,
yes.
please.
He says, good evening, everybody. This is going to be silly. Thanks for coming to the oil rig. I hope you had a safe journey.
Reminds me of Cardiff.
I am sorry, I find your accent completely unbelievable.
Would you like to understand French myself?
Surely you could take us inside. We're getting soaked.
Yes. Come to your accommodation. Put your bags down, then you will have complete access to. I don't know what I'm doing. To anything you would like. I'll meet you in my office in just a little while. So you quickly hurry down to the office. Thank you. You go down to the accommodation section, drop off your bags, try and dry the water off your jackets. You were only out of the helicopter and not under cover for literally a slightly Welsh sing-songy 90 seconds, but you are kind of drenched through to your tops. Do you make your way up to the office, or do you want to spy around on the way up? What do you want to do?
Well, I want to be shown to my room so that I can change into one of my dry outfits.
You're shown to your room, excellent, and you're now in your rooms. You probably meet outside them.
How many doors are between here?
Fantastic. There's a couple of doors that are interesting to you. Do you open one of them?
I open all of them.
Open all of them.
I open all of
Just
them.
swing them open?
Yes.
The world's shortest Call of Cthulhu game. Your 5 pounds have been well spent.
I think I look quite good in a wet t-shirt, so I'm going to saunter up to the head office rather than change.
Excellent, just not change. Yeah, showing through in various different ways. The thin white shirt.
Look at me. Slightly down.
Terry. Yes, okay, so you find, along the way, you find a radio room.
Okay.
With what looks like a network sort of system that allows various different communications from different places on the deck and your mobile phones to be able to be transmitted to the shore. You also, I guess, come past and disturb the nuclear reactor area.
That door is just open.
That's right. It is.
It is now.
You see a nuclear reactor that has been sort of jerry-rigged into the oil rig. Apparently, you remember from your information that you read on the way, Royland has managed to acquire an old second-hand nuclear reactor from a sub to give him extra power to run all the rig systems and everything, so he can really dig deep, metaphorically and literally.
I saw one in the river by, actually.
And I think it's probably, I guess, you disturb a couple of other random people in their offices and the mess hall. That's right.
What are you doing?
What are you doing?
Asking them, I say.
Asking them, yeah. Just trying to, all the nuclear reactor people. And they sort of look suspiciously and shocked at you as you accuse them. But then they're attracted by the lovely, your Terry's nipples showing through Terry's thin white top. And one of them sidles up and says, hello.
Hi.
Oh, he's Welsh as well.
Sounds like a Victorian policeman.
What have we here?
What have we here, Governor?
You must be one of the investigators come to the oil rig.
That'll be right. Nothing good to come from nuclear power, in the ocean.
It's very useful.
It's not leaking, is it?
Oh no, it's absolutely everything's totally...
Anything harming the fishes?
Oh no. Oh, there was that leak, but that was totally
What
fine.
leak?
No,
It was a Welsh leak.
It was a Welsh leak.
Oh, come on, Munchkin, people. Munchkin.
He says, well, we have been, to be honest, we have been under a bit of strain. Things have been pushing this reactor very hard.
Start making notes.
Oh, I didn't mean to, don't, oh, no, never mind. I was distracted by your shirt.
What else has gone wrong?
Nothing at all. at all. I wouldn't want to say a bad word about my people in command.
Really? Go on.
I'm sure you'll discover things at your own time. We've got plenty of time.
Am I there as well?
Yeah, if you'd like to be.
Overhearing this?
Yeah.
Yes. So I'm going to peer around the shoulder of Terry and use the distraction to my benefit and say, how are they treating you, your bosses?
Would you like to give me like some sort of persuade check?
Sure.
Or what is there?
Let's see.
May as well roll dice, that's what we're theoretically doing.
Yeah, how about fast
Yeah.
Fast talk.
talk,
Excellent.
right?
Yeah.
Try to persuade
So you have to
them.
roll low.
All right.
What do you roll? What was your
I
target?
rolled a 66.
And what was your target?
And my target was 40%.
40, so you roll over, so you don't succeed, that's right. You actually make them feel nervous. They were entranced by the glistening shirt.
I ruined your charm, Terry.
I'm cutting on, so can I push the roll by making a fast talk roll to support?
Oh, nice, excellent, yeah, do that.
0-5.
0. Yay! Critical success! What information would you like to have?
I want to know the dirt on the bosses.
Hopefully that's the last good thing that happens. What did you want to know?
The dirt on the bosses. What's really going on?
Yeah, so you guys sort of get in there and chat, sort of maybe bro down a bit with them and sort of connect on a scientific level. No one knows anything about nuclear science here? No, we've left out the one person who does.
I'm standing in the rain. Nature's work. Science, water.
So as you go, as Philip's wand goes past, you notice very
Fascinated, absolutely fascinated.
various different of the dials, Philip, are sort of all on the red bit of the dial, which these amateurs don't understand.
As a scientist, I understand that is bad.
There's discussion about a bit of stress and a bit of conflict between Dr. Roylett, who is pushing the team very, very hard. There was the need to shut down the reactor for some sort of routine repairs, perhaps replacing that bit of spontaneous gaffer that's around the pipe over there with something a little more permanent. Does everyone know what gaffer is? Is that an Australian term? Yeah. Cloth tape, excellent, good. Yay!
Oh yeah, I totally knew that.
That's right, good.
What do they call it in Wales?
In Wales, they call it chik.
That's borderline racist.
It should make me say that as many times as possible now. That's right.
How's
So
that
yeah,
spelled?
that's right. Oh, it's elves, mainly elves. So yeah, there's a lot of stress on the nuclear reactor, and there's been some concern that they need time to do routine repairs. Where do other people look?
Well, once I'm cleaned and in a fresh business suit, I'm wandering around texting MPs on my BlackBerry and not paying attention.
Not paying attention, excellent.
When I wander up to the room with the nuclear reactor, I'm like, oh yes, this all looks good.
That's right.
Red means hot. Hot means
Energy.
powerful. Yeah, energy.
That's right. Excellent.
Don't be ridiculous.
Red means labour. Yeah, it is a bit scary.
Whoa.
The red is a dial, that's right. So you end up in Peter Goldman's office eventually. He's looking harried. He has piles and piles and piles of papers on his desk, on the floor, on the filing cabinets. Sort of big wads of A4 paper held together with big bulldog clips and things all over the place. He's sitting there nervously scratching out something on the pages. What do you say?
Well, we are here to investigate your operations and ensure that you remain on schedule and profitable.
Yes.
Most importantly, profitable.
Yes. Yes. I'm sure you'll investigate. I just sing, don't I? You'll investigate to the full extent.
Can you please stop doing that?
That was good singing. You should have Harry Ruskin singing. You'll investigate. I'm so confused. Yes. Please, I suggest you look at the drill ahead and talk to the doctor, Dr. Roylett, because he will give you useful information.
You seem troubled. Open mouth.
He keeps sort of glancing around the office at these books and piles of papers and things nervously. And
is he glancing at any pile of paper in particular?
No. There is a piece of paper in front of him that he's been drawing on, so I guess that might draw your attention.
Anything with some sort of weird symbols all over it?
Weird symbols, not weird symbols. Do you want to see who can spot, sort of give me some, what's it called? Spot hidden checks.
Oh, sure. Ooh, 15.
15, success.
Yeah.
Excellent. You notice that most of the piles of papers are photocopies of dummies' guides. So there's the dummies' guide to nuclear physics. The dummies' guide to managing people.
I'll pick up the nearest one, preferably the Dummy's Guide to Nuclear Physics.
Excellent, good.
Yeah, and I just start flipping through it, and I'm like, yes, everything looks in order here.
There's also the Dummy's Guide to dealing with passive-aggressive bosses. And there's also the Dummy's Guide to dealing with aggressive bosses. He's a very, very hurried person. Where would you like to look first? I introduce you to anyone you want.
Well, the good doctor, I suppose.
Oh yes, good idea. Please do a thorough investigation.
I will.
I'll need to see all of your budget books as well.
Budget books? Oh yes, somewhere over here. He lifts up a guide, Dummy's Guide to Budgeting. And underneath there's sort of crossed out and recrossed out and filled in and crossed out piles of printed out paper, and he hands it to you sort of nervously.
Who delivered all these books to an oil rig? Incredible.
Can people give us like psychology checks or something like that?
Can I get some dice down here?
Some dice!
Oh yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? Well, I get a couple as well.
D10. You only need a pair of D10.
So much.
Excellent. Give me psychology checks. Who's good at that?
I'm terrible at that.
I'm actually quite good at that.
Excellent.
I'm good at reading people, that's how I get them to vote for me.
Yeah.
But I failed this time. I'm not that good.
To restrict
I'm too busy reading the book on nuclear physics. I'm like, oh, so that's what a gluon is.
Oh, that is it. Anyone else get a good roll?
Oh no, I'm terrible. I'm good at science and language. Psychology is not it. Although I did get.
Is that a 1?
No, it's an 11. It's a, yeah.
11.
It's 11.
You see a man who is very nervous, very overworked, feeling stressed. I guess all that's probably apparent from things I've said before. But also someone who is almost pleadingly looking at you and imploring you as desperate. You're a beacon of hope to him.
Ah, Dr. Roch, I presume.
No, this is the guy you were talking to, Piers Goldman. You do find yourself next in Dr. Simon Roylott's office. This office is very much neater. There are useful books and bound pieces of information. There is, however, a strange smell in the office. Dr. Roylott has thick glass bottle glasses, a beautiful spray of blonde whiting hair, and he's sitting at his old-looking PC, tapping away as you come into the office. And he looks up and says, "What? What?" Notice I didn't ask the audience for an accent. What can I do for you?
Well, we're here to investigate the oil rig.
Oh, yes, very good. We'll go and investigate the oil rig then. I don't know why you're here.
Well, because the dials say red. And as a fellow scientist, you must also know that that means bad.
Which dials?
All the nuclear dials.
Well, it's totally fine. They're working hard. I think red means hot, doesn't it?
That's PR and you know it.
We'll go and do your investigations. I'm sure if you have something to report, you can put it in the report.
Or we could just turn the dial down.
Well, you have to speak to the nuclear team about that. If they're too incompetent to be able to keep the dials off red, then that's their own concern. He basically pinned his eyes mainly on the monitor, and as he taps frantically into the
I wander around to look at what he's typing on the monitor.
As you do, he quickly stands, puts his hand over the monitor, and sort of leans up over there. Sorry, did you need some more help?
Yes, perhaps you could attend to us because the government is paying for this clown show.
Sit down in the chairs and I'll tell you anything you want.
This smell. I am French, so I know it's not moi. What is it?
It's a smell like sort of sweet lollies which have been burnt a little.
By the way, the French have not been mauled this badly since Agincourt.
No, the Welsh, that's right. Yeah, it's sort of a weirdly sweet sort of burnt smell.
I'm asking the...
oh, you asked him?
Yes.
Have you all returned to your seats and sat down? Or are you still...
Yeah, I would sit down.
You sit down, okay. As soon as you move back, he sits back down again and starts tapping furiously on his computer.
Memoirs.
What is it that you're working on there?
A very important business. Very, not concerned to you as a science, non-scientist like you wouldn't understand.
Well, perhaps I wouldn't understand, but I believe we have the world's foremost expert on nuclear physics here.
Nuclear things.
That's right. Is it about dials?
It's about the color red.
All I know about the nuclear reactor is that it's supposed to supply power to my drill head, which must go deeper. Deeper must go deeper.
That is the world's
Is that what you're
worst
typing?
euphemism. I think I'm German all of a sudden.
What was that?
That is the world's worst euphemism.
That's right. Are you French and you double entendre? Push deeper!
Dr. Royler, are you concerned that you might be going too deep?
Must
Maybe
go
you should
deep.
withdraw.
Surely your drilling into the Earth crust is going to have some serious environmental repercussions for the ocean floor. What have you done to mitigate this?
Just bringing the future to the world. The world must come. The future must come to the world. The world is glowing for the future.
But not at the expense of the fish.
More importantly, this is costing us a lot of money.
Your people are very unhappy, sir.
What? What?
You've been pushing them.
Who told you that?
Never you mind who told you
Stands in outrage.
that. Literally everyone. I opened all of the doors.
Traitors? Traitors in my midst? He wants to throw something at them that's on the desk. What is it?
Stapler.
Coffee cup and a stapler. I love it. He picks up the coffee cup. Coffee spills out and runs down his arm. He doesn't seem to notice it's still steaming. And he has the stapler in the other hand. He says,
Dr. Roy,
traitors? What?
control yourself.
Who are you? As if noticing you for the first time.
I'm Clarice Williams. I'm here on behalf of Parliament.
Huh.
And if you want to keep doing this drilling cloud show,
Clowns? What clown show?
you'll put down the coffee cup
Yes.
and stapler.
Yes, of course. We must go deeper.
Those are government property and I wouldn't want them damaged.
Fish, deep fish. Yes. It's fine. You'll say good things about me, won't you?
Well, you're trying to throw a coffee cup and a stapler at us,
No,
so
I'm
the
not.
odds are not very good.
No, I'm not. The coffee. Oh, lovely coffee. He drinks his coffee, which is clearly too hot. But the dial's on red on the coffee too. Puts it down. Fine. Go and do your reports. Report anything to me, and I shall repair it. With due diligence. Deep. Yes. And he sort of returns to his typing trance.
That's odd. A scientist would have known that coffee was too hot. Something's not right.
I knew that's why we brought you along.
Where would you like to go next?
The drill platform.
Ooh, the drill
Yes, I
platform.
suppose we should go see that. I'm an expert in that.
Do I have my city street? No, that's I didn't explore it. That's fine. You go to the drill platform. I know.
Upon leaving the room, is there any chance at all to try and get a glimpse at what he's typing?
Yes. Now, what skill do you want to employ?
I'm pretty bad at everything. French. Let's spot hidden, which I'm
Excellent.
terrible
Give
at.
me a good spot hidden.
I hope so. No.
No. Anyone else? Anyone else want a spot hidden?
No, I'm gonna
I'd
go.
like to give it a try.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, all right, let's see. No.
No.
85.
We're going to have to creep back into the office at a later time.
That's clearly his business.
You went up and down on the drill platform. There's an oil. Everyone's seen an oil rig with the head. They're inserting rods into it and pushing deep. There's lots of spinning. It's very, very masculine.
As a Frenchman, this is turning me on.
Excellent. There's a lot of power on the system that's spinning the drill, and the whole feeling is quite uncomfortably out of control.
Yes, a great display of kinetic energy.
That's right.
I'm like, you see me write that in my report. Energy. Yes, that.
That's fantastic. So yeah, there's a sense of sort of relative chaos and stress amongst the workers. You're actually on a sort of a gangway that goes around above the floor, maybe sort of 15 feet above the drilling platform.
Now are we out in the elements, or is this inside the building?
Normally, is it out? It's probably inside, isn't it? Yeah. Deep
Down
down,
near the bottom.
Yeah, down the bottom of the oil rig.
So with the chaos and stress, the Tory minister is probably feeling in her element.
That's right.
I am just beaming.
It's like question time, but more calm.
Yeah. No one's yelling at me yet.
That's right, yeah. So the oil rig wellhead doesn't fill you with any confidence.
Well, is anything leaking that shouldn't be leaking?
There's nothing unusual you can spot at the moment.
Well, looks fine here.
What I would love you to do is to go back and creep into Dr. Roylett's office. Since we're short on time, I'll direct you that you might find an opportunity to do that.
All right.
Since people.
Well, I certainly won't be sneaking into anyone's office. That's I'll requisition his computer.
Who's sneaking?
There's another door to go through.
Another door.
I'm
Excellent.
happy to do it.
So let's say you're the party. Can you call them a party in Call of Cthulhu? The investigators are returning to maybe go to lunch after serious investigation, and you're sort of going last.
Okay.
You proceed past the officers, and you can't resist opening Dr. Roylett's door.
I'll open the door.
It creeps open. It swings open. He's not in there.
So I would creep inside the office. And is his laptop there on the table?
It's a PC.
It's a PC?
It's old one of those old monitors.
Okay.
CRT monitor.
Okay, I'll see if it's on.
You creep over there.
Clipping pops up. It looks like you're trying to spy.
There's a large crack in front of the monitor.
In the glass?
In the glass, yes.
Wow. Is the screen on?
The screen is not on.
Okay.
The keyboard is missing several letters.
Oh, interesting. Well, I'll see if I can wake it up or see if I can turn it on.
Try and tap some keys. It's not coming on.
I'm going to go through the drawers a little bit and see if I can find any of the paperwork that he was glancing around at nervously before.
As you go around to the desk side, you see the cable of the computer hanging out of the back of the computer. The power socket has been cut off and the wires are hanging loose and free. It doesn't look like this computer has functioned in a long time.
Oh, but he was sitting there typing on it before. Oh, wow.
Oh, he's undoubtedly going to request a new one. The overruns on this project, I swear.
Is there anything else strange about that side of the office?
We had questions about strange symbols and things like that, and there certainly are strange symbols in his notes.
Okay. Are they loose leaves of paper, or are they these large?
There's binders, really, quite well organized, so he's neat and mad.
Neat and mad, okay. All right, so I'll collect.
Oh, look at this binder.
That's right.
That's awesome.
Yes, let's say he's got an eye drawn on the front of his binder. And Miley Cyrus.
It says demons. Demons are not human. That tells us everything.
Demons make poor coffee.
So the rest of you have continued to the lunchroom.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yes.
you're just about almost to the lunchroom, and you hear a, "What's going on here?" And you spin around to notice Dr. Roylett standing at the open door of his office.
Oh no.
And you're stuck inside, on the side of the desk.
Okay, so I'll look up,
Yes?
surprised,
Yes?
and say, Dr. Roylett, good to see you. Come back here.
What are you looking at my get out from behind my desk.
I'll walk around the other side and sort of feign some confidence and say, you were so interested in in what you were typing that I felt that it would be germane to our investigation, and you weren't here. And we were told we'd have access to the.
Get out of my office now! Get out! You can go anywhere on the platform. Unrestricted, deeper access.
Are you feeling okay, Doctor?
I'm feeling fine.
Are you sure? Does he have burns on his arms from the coffee?
He does have burns on his arms from the coffee.
So I'm going to kind of point at those and try to calm him down. Say, hey, could I take a look at this? This looks rather painful. Does this bother you?
Huh? Now he looks at you deep in the eyes as I try to find Roylet's stats. And you feel this strange sensation come over you as his eyes, you know in cartoons when they do like the hypnotism thing and their eyes do, he does it to you. And I'd like you to make a wisdom check.
Okay.
Oh.
So you've got a stat for wisdom. Oh, there's a picture of it.
Power.
Power, that's right.
Okay.
I don't think I have wisdom.
So it's a 34?
So is that a pass or a fail?
It's a pass.
A pass, that's right. So you feel this sudden wave, and the smell of sweet, sickly burnt sugar fills your nostrils. And you feel compelled, but you don't submit, to forget about what you saw on the computer and his office and anything. You're almost pushed back by the force of his personalities that flows into your mind. At that moment, there's a deep crash from deep down in the oil rig, and in the far distance.
What was that?
Now, are the rest of us at the luncheon? Because I'm hoping they have sandwich with the crust cut off.
So you actually continue, so you notice Royal discover her and then just continue to the lunchroom. Is that where you've gone?
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Is there a problem?
There are
I want to see the quality of the cafeteria.
It's pretty bad, unfortunately.
More waste.
More waste, absolutely. What are you going to do about this explosion in this traffic?
I will get up and I will head down to the sound.
Excellent.
Going, good God, what was that? And just go.
Excellent. So he's running down. Do you also make
Yeah,
a line?
right.
Yeah. So you all head down to the drill head.
So before I do that, I'd like to try to lock him in his office.
Walk into.
So I need to leave his office?
Yes, yep.
And so I want to try to keep him in there.
Oh, that's
In the
cool.
office.
So he's sort of gone into this trance. I guess, like poor, who's the bad guy in the recent Star Wars films?
Darth Vader.
No. Kylo Ren, that's it, yes. So he kind of, he's deflated by his lack of effectiveness of mind blanking you. And he's sort of having this teenage emo moment. So he doesn't notice you go to the door, and you sort of close the door and you try and wedge it shut or something, or?
Is it a pull door?
Is there anything available for her to wedge it shut? Yes or no?
Yeah. Fire extinguisher. Fire hose.
Fire extinguisher. Yeah. Okay, so she's going to wedge it off.
That they can afford one on that ship.
Which one?
That they can afford one.
They can. That's right. They're probably all
There is one,
there.
it's empty.
Excellent. So you lock him in his office.
Yes.
Excellent. And then you make a beeline down to the drill head.
Yeah.
When you arrive at the drill head, you see the horrifying sight of a man backing off with green slime all on his arm and spattered across the side of his head. There's splops of green slime that seem to have come spurting out of the metagaming drill head, and there's people sort of panicking, grabbing for water hoses to try and hose it down. This guy's stumbling around, trying to shake it off his hand.
Seems like a workplace safety violation.
And now we're going to have to pay comp time. Great.
What do you do?
Does
I'm not a doctor.
the slime look like it's burning him, or is
Yes. You're a little bit away. You're going to offer some assistance to him.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So you make your way down to the drill platform. He's thrashing around. A couple of his compatriots are trying. No, okay, good.
No.
A couple of his
Wow,
friends.
new oratory.
A couple of his friends are trying to hold on to him while he thrashes around. He's flicking green slime, but once you actually get near to him, you can see that it's slowly progressing up his arm, encasing more and more of his flesh in slime, and it looks like it's acid burning away his
I
flesh.
look for a handy pair of heavy-duty gloves that are lying just by my side.
Excellent. Do we give him a pair of gloves?
Roll up.
Roll luck. Ah.
55 luck. 93. There's a desperate situation. I look for the gloves, they're not there. I run down and grab the man to kind of haul him, shouting, "Where's the medical bay? Where's the doctor?"
Excellent. So as you hold him, the green slime progresses further and further over him. Are you going to risk touching it?
Yes.
Yes.
Because it's surely only algae.
Should we make him roll luck?
Yes. I made the luck roll.
Oh, you don't get it on. You're able to pull your hand away just at the last moment as it, with increasing rapidity, covers this guy, who then thrashes and last throws as it covers over his mouth, and he collapses onto the deck.
Oh, if he looks like he's dying, asphyxiating, I will get my hand in the mouth, grabbing out the goo.
Without gloves.
Clear the airways, so it's got to be done.
You know how to
I'm
do
like
it.
a sassy hero.
Oh, that's amazing. People admire you as you do it.
No, we don't.
What were you saying? John, what were you saying?
I said nothing about mouth-to-mouth resuscitation at all. I did not say that. I did not.
So you've got this slime all over you. It burns your hands.
Ouch.
And yeah, and the medic comes running in. He's like, "Oh, what's happened here? What's happened?"
I'm burning!
Quick, to the sick bay! I'm sure we can fix it completely.
Okay!
A pallet is brought in for the man, and he's sort of rolled awkwardly with some metal bolts.
I'm burning. He's already gone.
You're taken to the sick bay. All of you go to the sick bay with him, I suppose?
I'm just panicking.
You're just panicking.
It looks like an acid. We'll need an alkali. Perhaps there's some milk in the cafeteria.
That's your solution, throw milk on it?
Yeah.
I'm sure that will work.
That is why we brought him along.
Science will prevail.
So they continue to work on trying to get this guy on the pallet while they take you, since you still seem to be alive, as it's progressing up your arm to the sick bay. Is there any milk in the cafeteria?
No.
The monsters are not in the game, people. The monsters are in the seats.
What does it mean? Is there any good milk?
Yeah.
Is there no milk?
What was that?
Little milk sachet cup.
Little sachet cups of soy milk.
Yeah.
Acceptable. Yeah.
So there's actually a whole box of sachet cups.
Frantically undoing it.
Of course, because that's the most expensive way.
So Terry is lying on the bed in the medical
More
center.
cream!
Crying out for help as Paul's character arrives with 100 individual sachets and he throws them on.
I hope at the very least it is French vanilla flavor.
Oh, excellent. Well,
I'm in the corner with a cup of coffee. Go get one.
give me like health checks or heal checks or what's it called in this game?
First aid.
First aid, yes. Give me first aid checks anyway to notice the effect.
At this point, I'll just point out, at the bottom of your skill list is you can apply 30 bonus points to any skill. That would be really good.
Well, I just wrote a 007 on there.
007?
Yeah.
James Bond.
Excellent.
Oh, I'm going to apply my 30. Hold on.
Excellent. So you notice, Paul.
I rolled it 000.
Does that mean the milk's working?
That's the worst thing possible.
It's spoiled milk.
We need people to be thinking of a dire consequences somehow emerged from that attempted observation. I'm not quite sure what that could be.
Struck by lightning.
In the cafeteria.
Now you're in the medical center, you followed there, you're standing outside. The medical center is too small to all fit in. And at that terrible moment, a crash of lightning. That was a cool screen there, that was really cool. Comes thundering through and it strikes you, but not yet. So first, you notice that as the milk is applied to the green slime, which is progressing, the coolness of milk seems to slow it down a little.
Whoa, that actually worked.
Of course it is.
This is all very well until a crash of lightning strikes. How much damage does this being struck by lightning do to John's character?
Oh my God.
300.
I I thought we were,
D100.
I thought we were rolling percentiles for everything.
Right, okay, I'm going to roll percentiles. How many points do you have, John?
Is that
It's like
13?
13.
That's got to be good.
So you have a 13% chance of not dying right now. Okay,
Well, those are my hit points. So.
31, is that more than 13? So this is, how does that even work?
No. He took 31% of his hit points.
You should have done game rules.
I do that for a living.
Excellent. If you can work out what
He takes
31% of 13 is, that's right.
4.
Oh, wow. That's good.
Tiny lightning.
That's right.
My bill is in the middle.
That's right, good. So it's on a freakish chance the majority of the lightning is...
I have been struck by a worse atop the Eiffel Tower.
And what is it that channels the energy of the lightning down to the floor of the...
Me, apparently.
An Eiffel Tower mementos or something. Those little steel Eiffel Towers you can buy off the scanners.
You got one in your pocket? Just
I have a chain around my neck.
There's a chain with like 10 of them. They sort of almost obscure the I Love Paris t-shirt.
Paris.
Excellent. So struck by lightning, thank you, but not killed due to a rules errata.
Sure.
So it slows the slime but doesn't defeat it. What do people do to help?
More cream, more cream. This slime is defying the laws of science.
I begin filling out the insurance forms.
Excellent. While drinking coffee.
Yeah.
What skill would you need to fill out insurance forms?
Credit rating?
Credit rating, okay.
Well, good, because that's where I put my extra 30 points.
It was a credit rating,
Yeah,
so
right.
you're going to fill it in effectively.
I impale.
You impale. What did you get?
10% of my total.
Wow.
So I got a 7 out of 7.
Critical success of filling in the expenses form. So if you ever make it back to land, it will be so accurate, people will admire you for it.
You're actually going to get more money back than you It's really nice.
That's incredible. You're breaking through the glass ceiling.
That's
That is very sexy.
I knew there was a reason we brought you over.
So we've got some, people like science checks or something to see why the milk might have slowed down the progress of the green slime.
Can I make my biology roll to see?
Oh yeah, good. You're the person who might actually know things about this.
Yes.
Yes. So why did the milk slow down the slime? Because it was cold, I like. It's because it's cold.
Bring ice! I need ice!
Maybe the slime is lactose intolerant.
Someone also mentioned there's a fire extinguisher somewhere.
Or you could bring ice!
Is there a bar? A CO2 fire extinguisher wedging closed the door of Dr. Simon Roylo.
Well, is he banging on the door?
Yes.
Is he quiet? Or?
Yes.
Well, if I'm running at the fire extinguisher,
Yes.
he'll open the door.
He might.
Can I then clock him with the fire extinguisher?
Hello! Excellent. I love it. Oh, I've got the stats for him here. So you open the door, which requires no skill at all. He comes bursting through with great enthusiasm, and you attack him with a fire extinguisher. He's going to do a brawl roll, which he fails. You're going to do a brawl roll. Tell me what level of success. So it's above, below, 10%, 5%?
It is above.
Above?
Yeah,
so you also fail.
Would you like to play the optional rule?
Yes.
You both fail, meant you both fail to defend yourselves and you both hit each other.
Oh! So he comes crashing into you. You clong him on the head with the fire extinguisher. There's a beautiful clang noise. And are they on a balcony?
Yes.
Yes, good.
Thanks.
They're not listening to you about not being monstrous.
No, it's fine.
So you go.
Is it a Star Wars balcony with no railing whatsoever? Just asking for a friend.
It's fine unless your father's there.
So you go tumbling off the edge of the balcony with Royland and you and the fire extinguisher.
Do I have a single staple in my head where he's on
Your skin is slightly less likely to come off now.
To be fair, railings are expensive.
Yeah. That's right, absolutely, yeah. Does the railing actually, does this tumble actually deliver them immediately to the medical centre that happens to be directly underneath it?
Luck roll?
Roll up.
Luck roll, yes. Luck roll, Paul.
Lovely stuff.
What's your luck number?
50.
50, okay, 50-50 chance.
29.
29, yes! So you're waiting for them to return with your fire extinguisher. You are, I suppose, because you're wanting ice, but they're coming with a fire extinguisher. And just as if delivered from the sky. And
much like the lightning which taught me about.
Do they land on me?
Yes. Would you like them to land on
I think I can spread the slime around with the love, you know.
Oh, okay, luck roll, all the slime goes to your character as well.
Yes, it does.
It does.
Yeah,
you get slime at you, but you do have a fire extinguisher available, which could further cool the green slime. Do you spray your friends with CO2?
I do. I mean, I could
In case of emergency, spray yourself first before spraying others around you.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So the frantic efforts are made. The green slime reacts very badly to the fire extinguisher and actually retracts, becomes more gummy bearish, gets slightly smaller, and is able to be thrown off.
Gross.
Meanwhile,
No, like really gross, I leave.
from deep within.
Excuse me.
Oh, am I in the toilet?
From deep within the oil rig, that's the word I'm looking for, I'm so jet lagged. You hear more cries and panic from the drill head. Did you go and investigate?
That doesn't make sense.
I'm just healing, scratching green slime.
Oh, you also have kind of severe...
And then looking at it, it doesn't look like kind of like a gummy bear.
Oh!
I don't know.
Don't put it inside you. That's what everyone's trying to tell Dr. Royalty. Right. Yes. Deeper, deeper. Oh. Yeah, so you managed to get it off, and it flops to the floor. As soon as it hits the deck, it was pretty cold, so it can't activate, yeah. Who goes to the drill head? Anyone? Excellent.
I will press my luck.
Excellent.
I have no idea what that accent was. That was actually totally new.
You still got the fire extinguisher.
Yeah.
We should go down.
Yeah, why
Check it
not?
out.
Yeah.
And you head down to...
Yeah.
I'm texting for evac at this point. I'm beginning to think that this place is a death trap.
What era are we in? Because I thought...
Modern time.
No, it's modern time. No?
We're not in 1920. Has the communication systems of the oil rig been destroyed yet?
Sabotage.
Yeah. So struck by lightning.
See, if you had the skimmed on lightning rods...
They're expensive.
You have no signal.
Well, what if I go up on deck? We're out in the middle of it.
Struck by lightning.
I think that's going to work, so that's what I'm going to do.
You're up there.
Can you hear me now?
Totally zero chance of being struck by lightning.
I hold the metal thing higher in the air.
What do they see at the drill head? I know what I'm imagining. Many, many green things, all going around, infecting each other. People screaming, being covered, and the green infection spreading.
So it's like an Oasis concert.
That's right. What?
Lots of people spreading around the green. Oh, I know what you mean.
Yeah, so it's pretty much chaos breaking out.
Is the green coming from the drill head itself? Is it?
It looks like there was the initial explosion of the green, which splattered around. One guy was infected, but indeed, yes, now there is actually a veritable flow coming up from the drill
Is the
head.
drill still spinning?
The drill has actually jarred aside, and that initial blow that I told you about has got pressure, explosion, and bent and has twisted out of the way. I probably could have mentioned that before, couldn't I?
in a sort of the horse has already bolted kind of thing, I don't turn off all the equipment, because I obviously know how nuclear stuff works.
Excellent.
There's toggles and switches.
So you could shut down the nuclear reactor, I suppose.
Yeah, why not? That seems like a sensible thing to do.
Excellent.
Yeah, right now it does.
Do you head to the nuclear reactor? Pick someone who's got the fire extinguisher. You do. The Frenchman with the fire extinguisher. Excellent. What do you do?
I'm going to start spraying people.
Spraying people.
Yes.
Excellent.
Randomly.
I don't wish to seem racist, but all these green people look the same to me.
So you're going to try and sort of brawl spray people as they come to you to try and attack you. Excellent. I'm going to give an attack roll for the brawl. maybe you successfully spray a couple of people and knock the green slimes down, but they are kind of pretty much encased by it, so you set it back into kind of a hibernation mode. While you're doing so, one comes lunging at you, only give a brawl roll versus my 40. I get 2. A critical success. Can you give me a roll to see if you can manage to avoid contact? You'll have to get a critical success.
20.
20. Is that what is it, 10% of your brawl? I suspect not. Because it can't be 200, can it? No, so you are sadly lunged on and affected. Are you going to turn the extinguisher on yourself?
That would seem sensible.
That's right. You turn the extinguisher on yourself. I should apply some damage, shouldn't I? Who got extinguished? You got extinguished, so I'm going to give you 1 point of damage on my d6. Also 3 hit points of damage for you as you manage to spray off the infection. We need to up the ante, up the chaos a little. People give me some sort of catastrophic thing to add into the situation.
What fire extinguisher runs out?
The fire extinguisher runs out.
What struts breaks?
The which?
What struts holding up breaks?
Oh! So simultaneously, as if a foreboding sign of a disaster to come, you manage to spray your arm, taking that damage. 3 green slime monsters appear and start chugging along their way. They've got you cornered. You bravely squeeze the fire extinguisher and just goes.
This has never happened before.
Meanwhile, one of the tie-down cables on one of the 4 corners of the oil rigs, under the force of the heightening rough sea, goes bing, and releases the pressure. The whole oil rig lurches uncomfortably to the side, driving the drill head bar down into the drill head, and there's kind of a thrust and a spin. The whole thing starts up, and the drill is actually pushing down deeper into the seabed, somewhere down below.
Oh, right, so it's underground.
Yes.
Are we below sea level?
No, you're you're above the sea level on one of the lowest platforms of the drill.
Which ocean are we in?
The North Sea of England.
So it's Britain. But,
So
we can't claim that ocean. That's bad form.
My brother worked on oil rigs, and they used to fly out on a helicopter. They used to wear these like big suits, which literally gave you like another 30 minutes of life in the North Sea, which pretty much made your chances of being rescued by the helicopters who would come and try and rescue you just kind of like another 5% higher, because you die within it's like 15 minutes or something in the North Sea.
So it's cold.
It's cold,
which
right?
the slime doesn't like.
You're right.
Worst place to come up out of the ocean, isn't it? it's freezing. No, back down. We're going to go to the tropics.
Did you get slime on you before?
I got a little bit on me.
Yeah, just sprayed it off, that's right. Yeah, excellent. You arrive at the nuclear reactor.
I know exactly what to do.
Excellent.
I'd start sort of flicking the toggles and turning the dials, and there's probably a huge lever that sort of says off.
Off, excellent.
That's how nuclear reactors work.
Yeah.
It's a big button.
Instead of a huge lever, in fact, there's a very, very long shutdown procedure listed on the wall.
That's fine. I start running through this shutdown procedure using science, mathematics.
Excellent. Give us some checks. How do you tell to go in alphabetic, numerical order down the shutdown? You start at the bottom and work.
I had my 30 points now.
Why don't you push the roll? Because that gives you a second attempt. It's just if you fail that, it's just dramatically worse.
That's right. I love this rule. When did this rule come in? What edition? 7. This is a new rule, so I didn't know about it. This is a fantastic rule. So he can, if he fails the check, you can actually have another roll, but it's under the proviso that we get to do something hideously catastrophic to him if he fails the second time.
Oh god.
Yeah, cool.
You know, as opposed to any of the delightful things you've suggested up to this point.
Yeah.
It's a nuclear reactor. What's the worst that could happen?
If I push a roll, I'm going to spill my coffee.
And fill in the form wrong.
I've absolutely smashed it out of the park on that one day, so it's 25. Yeah, lovely.
So you proceed down the first few steps of the shutdown procedure quite successfully.
Thank you for purchasing the nuclear reactor in 1974.
So while I see him just tapping away, I'm going to think that he's got this and say, we've got to save these people. I'm going to run up to that radio room and try to get the helicopter to come back. So
Excellent.
Get as many people off as we can before the slime
Excellent.
takes over.
You give me an idea, and I go the opposite way, looking for, is there like any boats or submersibles, perhaps?
There are lifeboats. Those fantastic lifeboats that you get in and you release and they go, woo.
Yeah, let's start just launch those. No, this way, the lifeboats.
Excellent. You discover the reason why the communication systems are down. And you just come and you see Roylet just finishing destroying the network connections.
I smashed him with a fire extinguisher. How's he still going?
This is why I locked you in your office. You're going to get up to mischief. I'm going to try to stop it.
So you're going to try and stop him?
Yeah.
Excellent. So what, are you going to try and brawl into something?
Oh, wow. I'm sure that won't go terribly. Yes. All right. So I succeed. I got a 34.
You succeed, so he's going to grab on the back of him and sort of
Just kind of yank him off and try to see if I can throw him in a closet or something.
Excellent.
Throw him off a platform, come on.
Oh, I can throw him off the side, off the
Yeah,
balcony.
give it to me.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, so you grab him, you manage to pull him away from the radio room. He struggles and growls, he spins around in your arms, and you see his eyes now, which were metaphorically spinning in a kind of a mesmerizing thing, are actually filled up with green. There's green swirls inside his eyes. He looks horrific and scary. He says, "Deeper, must drill deeper, you traitor!" And he starts to try and grab at his pocket. Meanwhile, you're going to sort of drag him towards the outside.
Yeah, I'm dragging him toward the balcony and trying
Excellent,
to
good.
keep his hand on his pocket.
Let's have an opposed brawl.
Okay.
11. So that's a strong success.
Roll 100.
Oh.
That was like 0, 0. Oh. Oh no.
So he was reaching for his gun, which I was going to let him get his gun out if he won the brawl, but she's catastrophically failed. So what's even worse, I guess? She shoots the nuclear reactor. Oh my god. Just thought things were going so well.
Things down here don't respond well to bullets.
So yeah, he's drawing his weapon. You see at the last moment that he's drawing his weapon. You grab it, his hand squeezes on the trigger, and somehow down the corridor via a series of pinging ricochets, a bullet lands in the nuclear reactor room and does something terrible to it, just between step 17 and 17A2.
That's odd. Step 17A2 doesn't require any bullets.
The ironic thing is that if it had been a properly repaired pipe restriction instead of the gaffer tape that was wound around it, perhaps it would have ricocheted off that and shot Paul Flannery's character, which would also be entertaining. But no, coolant starts leaking out and frighteningly, and all the dials that were on red go, well, they can't go any further, can they? They start doing that thing where they're pushing hard, and there's some sort of alarm that they go. I can do that.
Now that noise in science is a bad noise. I'm going to run. We're going to run? I think run.
At this point in time, I come back down from upstairs. I'm drenched. What is all that racket? What's happening? I can't get a signal anywhere. I'm still sending text messages. They're just not going anywhere.
So could not send. You're getting retry. Could not send. Retry.
Yeah.
As a punishment, I must point out, this entire thing is a metaphor for point extension.
Oh, it's cascading out of control. No one could have foreseen it. Oh, it's so sad. Excellent.
More successful.
No, Brexit would be a vote of people now turning up and going, look, that is our reactor. Right? We're having it. No characters coolant fucking everywhere.
At that moment, driven into the seabed even further by the out-of-control reactor and the pitching platform.
Oh, good. Helping?
Helping. I'm helping you.
Yes, the coolant's everywhere and the alarms are very helpful.
You're welcome.
Is anyone at the drill head, or even...
I'm like, I've done 3.
Oh, you're backing away, that's right, you're backing away, yeah, sort of zooms back to you, cuts back to you, and then you're right in the corner there, no, with your expended fire extinguisher, and then reaching out and reaching out and reaching out, wishing you'd find some way of cooling them down, because you know that that's a highly effective way of stopping them. Unfortunately, at that moment, something very hot comes issuing out of the wellhead. It's red lava.
What?
And we return to Brexit.
That's our lava.
I thought you could say like something like Red Hot, like Brad Pitt or something.
You could have employed your red t-shirt, that's right. Should Brad Pitt come out of the... a lava monster that looks just like Brad Pitt comes issuing out of the... Attracted by the attractive lava, the green slimes turn away from their quarry and sort of head towards Brad Pitt lava because they're desperate for him, giving you an opportunity to escape.
I will take that opportunity.
Excellent. You always had to surrender there for a while, but at the last minute you were rescued.
That is not French, he's sliced.
That's right. Yeah. Excellent. So you escape up the platform. You're looking at the emergency boats, is that right?
Release the boats!
They are available. The nuclear
Why are
reactors...
you releasing all of those boats? Those are expensive.
So are you actually sending them off with no one in them?
Maybe the first one before I kind of realise what I'm doing.
Yeah. Save some of the boats, we're going to need them.
General panic is happening on
As
the
a running
deck.
towards him with where the boats are.
Why aren't you shutting the nuclear reactor down?
There's been a technicality.
How do you spell that?
B-U-L-L-E-T.
I'm staring at it, having clearly typed in the bullet.
Yes.
Meanwhile, you're struggling with Roy towards the edge of the platform.
Yeah.
I guess we need another brawl.
I guess
Honestly,
we do.
I suggest you don't roll the thing with all the zeros.
Okay.
He rolls his brawl check and gets 61, which is a failure.
I also fail.
No! So you sort of struggle on the spot as the weapon sort of... you do that kind of thing like you... Yeah, like that.
Why did you legislate that all the doctors carried guns?
It was the only way to stop a good doctor.
All right, we need to find this good doctor with a gun.
He's got to be around here somewhere.
Surely he'd be running towards the fire.
Oh, we're so politically erudite.
I'm beginning to think we should leave.
Excellent. Right, so we've got everyone still alive, which is a bit of an issue, isn't it? Oh, I haven't done any sanity checks.
I wasn't going to say anything. I've seen things that should have shattered my fragile mind.
Okay, I'd like everyone to do a sanity check, and then we need insanities just to make them escaping from the platform difficult. Who fails? Yay! You made the rules.
I have. Oh, I had a massive success. I'm well happy. Science explains everything. Lava, yes. Green, yes. 19 demons.
98. It wasn't 100.
So you fail as well?
Oh, yes.
Okay, Bulmahn fails.
99. Yeah.
Okay. You fail. Right, insanities, particularly themed hydrophobia. Kleptomania. Hydrophobia, kleptomania.
Oh, that goes well with those.
Pyromania.
Agoraphobia. Oh.
Claustrophobia is worse.
Claustrophobia is worse. Yeah, well, that's right. Agoraphobia is you're afraid of going out onto the platform to get to the lifeboats. And then claustrophobia, you're afraid of getting into the lifeboats. So you're afraid of being outside and inside at the same time. You tend to stand in doorways a lot.
How many lifeboats are there?
There's about 5. Well, there would have been 5.
You've got to close all the doors before leaving.
That's right. So describe you're at the lifeboats.
Police, and as I look down to see the one I've launched without forgetting that you need to put people in it first, and I look down and see the ocean, and I back away and rethink my policy because clearly getting any closer would be a bad idea, and I need to go run inside away from the watery atlas.
Excellent. Okay, good. So you're sort of pinned to the wall with terror. Someone might need to help him.
Oh, it's raining!
That's right. What does Trisha do?
So Trisha dislodges herself from the doctor who she was struggling with before, right? So she's going to try to just make a beeline toward the lifeboats, right? She remembers that you were headed up there, trusts you to do the best that you can to get them dislodged. So she's just going to run, and as she's running, she's just grabbing every little piece of junk that she comes across. She's got pens, and she's got staplers, and she's got paper clips, and it's just all over her and in her
Save the
pocket.
beds! Save the beds!
We can't let them drown. This is an expensive one. Let's get it.
We might give her something very useful in it, I guess, if you happen to have picked up just the right thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Excellent, I love it. Good. Describe your journey to the lifeboats.
Why would I go to the lifeboats? I think I have a different legislative priority than everyone else. So I'm flipping through my book of Nuclear Physics for Dummies that I kept.
Yep.
And I'm just whistling while I work and making my way to the control room.
Okay, good. Excellent. Paul, you're perfectly sane in every way.
Oh yeah. Leave the politician, that doesn't matter anymore where they came from. But all the three, I'm going to dash towards the lifeboats.
Yep.
Any person I encounter, I sort of grab them by the shoulders, shake them and go, pull yourself together, man! Slap them around the face in sort of a B-movie style. Yeah.
Fantastic. I love it. Excellent. And John?
I look out into the doorway. I go, eek. I go back into the doorway. I go, eek. I go back out the doorway. I go, eek. I go back into the doorway. I go, eek.
Pull yourself together, man!
So you're going to try and break him out of his trance? Okay, good.
I'm using...
Something with a big number.
Science!
Language. Yourself.
I've got actually physics, the slap.
Physics.
A really good slap. Yeah, got 50, so nailed that.
You nailed it.
Yeah.
Slap him.
Mon Dieu.
Get in the boat.
You're free to make your way to the lifeboat. Excellent.
Hey, oui. Maintenant.
You arrive in the control room. What do you do?
I go to the big board with all the pretty lights and the numbers, just like it says in the book.
Excellent. Good. Meanwhile, the drill platform, the whole oil rig is pitching to the side, twisting in the storm. Lava is flowing up. People are
There's
running.
really only one solution now.
Excellent. Good. The people are leaping into the sea with Wilhelm screams all the time. Right, the four of you, and sadly not our Member of Parliament. We wouldn't want to lose a Tory, would we? You arrive there, you see poor Terry, terrified of the ocean. Of course, she's the oceanographer.
Terrified.
Nice. What do you do? How do you break poor Terry out of his trance?
Slap him again.
Slap him again.
The slap worked great.
Yeah. Slap him. Use physics.
Slap him with physics. 33, yeah, absolutely brilliant.
Absolutely. The solution to everything. You gain the opportunity to go and enter the lifeboat.
But we're going to need a bigger boat.
There is certainly a room enough for the five of you.
Okay.
Excellent.
Dive in.
Except there's only four of you because they've just abandoned Bulmahn.
That's a great extra chair.
The four of you leap in the lifeboat, pull the release lever, and it spectacularly plunges out and does that cool as a bird. Did everyone remember to put their seatbelts on?
I'm too gregarious for that.
Everyone takes 4 hit points damage as you all pinball around the inside of the lifeboat. Right, you need to navigate this thing away before the oil rig goes in meltdown.
I remove all the control rods from the reactor.
Oh. Okay.
Sure.
Excellent.
This place needs more fire.
That's right. Can you give me some sort of science check or something? Or?
No, but I have a book.
A book.
That probably has a helpful, handy, diagram of some guy who's in big X across it. It's like, don't do this no matter what.
Library use. Library use.
Oh, library use. Yeah, sure. Yeah, we can do that. Oh, I make it. Yeah.
You successfully pull the extremely radioactive things out.
It's probably a control system.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay, good. heat begins to build up at a horrendous rate inside the reactor. The lava continues to spew up out of the drill head. That's right. We need some sort of navigate boat check or something, or drive vehicle. What is that?
Pilot boat.
Pilot boat.
Operate heavy machinery.
Operate heavy machinery.
I'll use my
Yeah.
my special skill.
Yes.
05.
05.
Not handling really quickly.
Oh, I found a paddle on my way to the boat.
You did some outboard motor, did you?
Oh yes, right here.
So with a combination of paddling on one side and outboard motoring, they make a circling escape from the oil rig where lava rises up, consuming it. There's an enormous nuclear explosion which they're just clear of. At the last moment you see sinking as the oil rig destroys itself in the sea, Paul Pierce, the Welsh singing guy, suddenly wells up the knowledge and the courage to sing the song that he always wanted to. Standing on the edge of the oil rig as it sinks into the sea. Disappears under the sea, and the party has saved the day except for Bulmahn, who dies. Everyone survives, and that was Live RPG Plus! Yay!